Hey Pisces, I hope that you're all doing well. Where we are starting off within the reading, what I was seeing is that you can be getting some very serious intuitive nudges, but there can be a question of whether or not you are going to follow this. And that can be a reflection of kind of where you are with yourself, like how trusting you are of yourself. And whether or not, well, I guess like your decisions will be reflective of that, how trusting or not trusting you are with yourself, or how in tune or not in tune you are with yourself right now. We are starting off with Page of Cups. And when we have this energy, there can be like something going on that you're feeling. And I guess that's just overall where we start with things. I don't know what you're going to do about this. I don't know what's going on. It can even be like an acknowledgement of like, hey, I am having this experience right now. And I want to be clear about that is what's happening for me. Page of Cups and Six of Wands can be something that you're working on that feels small right now, but it can be going successfully. This can also be a time where you listen to your intuition and you see that you benefit from it. Page of Cups is also feeling like a little bit of a leap of faith energy to me too. So maybe something was going on and you're like, I'm getting a feeling about this and I'm going to listen to that and I'm going to move accordingly. And having Six of Wands is when you see like something desirable, something that we can perceive as being like good or wanted to be coming of that. But yeah, it's a time where you do have to be listening to the way that you feel and to be present to it and not be and be doing something with it. Maybe it's that more than anything, that I'm not just gonna like sit with this and feel it and then not take action off of this or kind of like move around and be too lost within the energy. Now can be a time where there's something that you're making happen that's becoming more and more solid, because we also have the Magician here too. So there can be some thoughts and feelings that you're organizing around this sensation that you're experiencing. And I think also too, when we have Six of Wands, it can be an experience that we have. And as a result of that experience, we can feel very encouraged to continue doing things in this way. So it can be some like real heavy positive reinforcement that you can be experiencing, where you're like, well, now that I see that this is working and that maybe the ball is rolling a bit here, I want to like take advantage of this. And I want to keep moving with the momentum of this. And I'm checking out everything that I have around me and seeing what I can really make of this and where I can go from here. So that can be a big thing too that you've been thinking about. But it also means that you're going to have to get more clear on stuff, and you may not be there at this point. Because having Magician and having Seven of Cups is when there can be a lot of busyness and like a lot of information and like a lot of feelings in and out. But there's a lack of organization still. But Mercury wants to organize things. That is the energy of the Magician. It's going to want to simplify things, to put things sort of in the right order that they need to be, to put the puzzle together. So that can be something that's being worked on right now. It can be a great time because you feel like you have a lot of different avenues as well. Sometimes it feels like a good thing. You know, like sometimes it's nice to have options. Then other times when you have a lot of options, you can look at things and be like, this is too many and I'm feeling overwhelmed. So I think it depends on what your perspective is of this, where you can look at this and be like, there are a lot of different ways for me to connect with what I want. There are a lot of different avenues. There are a lot of different paths. And yeah, I like having that type of opportunity, because I'm also seeing like Seven of Cups leading to 10 of Cups. And I think that this is just stuff that's like still undefined, still stuff that's being worked out. Still things that are being chosen that haven't totally been chosen yet. Maybe because like you want to feel into it more. Maybe you want more answers or understanding. I see Magician and Seven of Cups as there being this little like lump of clay that you've been given, and you can really do whatever it is that you want of it. And the question is like, what is your vision here, and what do you want to do with this? If you can really do anything with it at all. It seems to like there can be stuff that's going on within 3D right now where you're like, I'm doing this the right way. And that can feel good. So you can have stuff going on in your environment where like I'm paying attention to these things and I'm focusing on these things and stuff is going well because that's what I'm doing. And I felt like it was right for me to be focusing on this, and now I am focusing on this, and I'm seeing good things come from this. And now I'm able to expand even further. The question is just about like where I want to go. And I think in a way it can be something that you're still figuring out, something that you're still thinking about. What's the rush though? I don't necessarily see there like needing to be a rush on things. I'm also looking at something that has maybe run its course. This can be something that has completed, that now you're like, okay, I'm done with that. And now I can focus on what I want. This can also be certain endings that needed to happen too, in order for you to pursue what you wanted to pursue here. Having Page of Cups and having Two of Pentacles, there can be a couple different things going on that you're experiencing right now. And maybe that's part of the reason why there's a little bit of I don't want to say a lack of direction. I think that you have a wide berth of what you can be doing right now. And because there can be, I'm having all of these feelings, but it's simultaneously a bit disorganized right now because I'm still making sense of all of this. Because of being in that position, you can still be kind of like moving back and forth within the energy and still a little bit unsure about how exactly it is that you want to be moving forward at this point. And like, what moves do I really want to be making here? But I don't see there needing to be like a rush put on this. Feels like it's about enjoying the journey right now and just seeing where things go and what unfolds. And you can also be coming to realize what feels most important to you, knowing that you're at like a little bit of a crossroads. But isn't it, it's like, at least you're at a crossroads where you have multiple things to choose from and different options about where you can go and what you can work on, rather than you being forced in some direction you don't really want to be going in. But I also see some stuff happening too. Like we have Five of Cups on the bottom of the deck, which I'm actually a little bit surprised to be seeing here, which can indicate that there's some underlying theme that you're experiencing right now, where there can be some stuff that you are rectifying emotionally. And there can still be some stuff going on right now where like, well, this isn't totally ideal, or like, I'm not completely happy with the way that this is going or how that particular thing turned out. So there can be that part of things, but you can also be like, I want to be at a point where I'm prioritizing what I do want rather than focusing on what didn't go the way that I wanted it to go. So that's also something that I'm trying to sort of like redirect my energy to be thinking about that. And I do see overall that you have different things that you can be doing here. But I think on the emotional front, you can feel like you're at a little bit of a crossroads. And I will say this too, like some of you, there can be like something old versus something new. And that can be something that's being considered within the energy too. Where you can be wondering, maybe do I want to work on something different? Do I want to keep working on something that I've been working on? I think you're ready to expand at this point. Because maybe you also feel like you have to go some distance or go to some lengths that you haven't gone before in order to connect more fully with the potential of what's available to you. So maybe you have to spread out. I definitely see something about expanding in order to reach out and connect with what you want, and that it's necessary for you. So you may have to do something. I see something about like stretching the energy. But what this also means is that there can be some sort of emotional development that has to happen where you may have to water something a bit more and take care of it a bit more and focus on it a bit more in order for it to develop and to maybe more so mature into what you want it to mature into. So that can be something too, and you can feel like it's worth your while to be doing, but it also takes some figuring out, but it can be something that you want to invest in, because Page of Cups can be stuff that we see and be like, it's just kind of a baby within the energy. You still have some stuff going on that's like kind of smaller, and maybe you also have like multiple small options. This can even be something like maybe there can be multiple people that you're interested in, and you can be like, well, who do I really want to be choosing here, and maybe gonna make a choice, and then that's the thing that you end up pursuing because that's the path that you want to pick. But I see you having like more options than less options as far as everything is concerned. And this can also be about how do I really honor the way that I feel and get in touch with that enough to know that I'm making the right choices for myself, and understanding that when I put my time and energy investing in what I care about, and those are the things that I'm choosing, and I'm pursuing things connected with what I'm feeling and my heart space in general being open, that it is going to lead me down the right path in the right direction. I will say though, we do have death coming out here, and so this can be like, how do I navigate cycles that are closing out? How do I complete things that need to complete? There can be stuff that's changing about what was important to you before versus what's important to you now. And that also means too that intuitively you can feel like you're being guided through a big shift. And this is something that can like advance your mind, and you can be maturing mentally, the way that you make decisions and how you carry things out and do things. That can be something that's shifting. Even the way that you communicate can be something that's changing too, having death connected with the Magician. And this can also mean that if you have stuff going on, which I've been seeing this in a couple of the readings, some of you guys, you have some smaller things going on that you, even though you could continue investing in it, you may be closing those things out because there's something that you'd rather do more. So there can be some cycles that you are gonna like full stop put a close to, because there are other things that you want to give your full attention to, and you can feel like if you don't do that, you're not going to be able to give things the energy that you want to be giving. And Yeah, this is like reminding me specifically of the Virgo reading that I did today, where it was about like having options but feeling like one was kind of spread a little bit too thin, and so there's a need to be choosing things and just focus on those things instead of keeping like all options open, because it may mean that the things that you're choosing, they may be requiring a bit more dedication from you now. And this can also mean that you're going to be taking on, when Page of Cups looks at death, this can be a part of us that is looking at something that feels huge and being like, I'm going to climb that whole mountain when I just got my hiking boots. So there can be something like that. But with the Magician, it's also this encouragement that you're capable of doing this, even though it may be something bigger than what you've taken on before. And that if that's really what you want to do, and that's really what you are feeling, which it feels like you are, why not just go for it? Why not just do that then? But I mean, sometimes with the Page of Cups, we can look at something and be like, I don't know, I feel like I have a lack of experience here to be taking on something so huge. But again, with the Magician, it's like, why not though? Isn't that how we gain the experience in the first place? So for you to do something huge like this, it can feel like this is actually a really big deal, but I want to do this. And it is coming down to a very important choice that's being made. And you can be choosing growth. And you may not know exactly where that's going to take you or what exactly that's going to mean, but it feels like needing to just be like, that's the way that my heart is telling me to go, and I'm going to listen to that because I feel like that's my best option here, and I don't want to shy away from this just because I may not have maybe like all of the ideal experience to pursue something like this. I see a huge adventure that you're stepping into, where there's going to be a lot of learning and there's going to be a lot of stuff that you figure out, but it feels like so pure of a thing that you're exploring. And I think also too that you've had a lot of success following your heart and seeing that things really do work out when you're doing that. But it can overall be a time when there's a lot of stuff that's being uprooted within your life. And you can also be like, that's how life is. Because I see this sense of wisdom that you have to you of understanding things like this. This can even be this like past life wisdom and understanding that comes through at times when you're like, technically in this lifetime I haven't experienced these certain things, but I just have a feeling about it, and I think that I can do this, and I think that I can take this on, and I think that you're really gonna end up surprising yourself as well. And overall, what I'm getting for this is that the main theme of this energy is the stuff that no longer feels like it's your pursuit of happiness, closing those things out and giving yourself permission to actually do that. And that's what's happening here. So you're not like juggling so much anymore, because it feels like time has run out with certain things, because it's time for those things to close out, as stuff naturally does. And you're getting to the point of like, when I really check in with myself, these are things that I feel like it's gotten to the end of the rope here, and there are other ropes that I'm connecting with now, and so it's time to like make those transitions and make that happen. And with Death and Magician, like we have Scorpio and we have Mercury here. Scorpio is very resilient and Scorpio is very resourceful. So having that be connected with an energy like Mercury, this is like, you will find a way to figure things out. It's not beyond you in any means, and you're going to make it happen. And this also means that there's a willingness for you to surrender, and you can feel like when you allow yourself to free fall within the flow of the energy, it's when you feel your most powerful, and when you feel most in touch, and when you feel most unstoppable, and when you feel most aligned. And I think that's something that's wanted now, so you can be willing to do those things that need to be done that come along with this. So yeah, follow your heart and trust yourself, because that's really what it's about here. We are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting and tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.